What's good, YouTube? FAIRDALE Kings coming at you again with another EA Sports College Football 26 live event. Tonight we're going to be live streaming, or should I say showing a replay of a game that just happened. Number two Ohio State going on the road, taking on number 10 Arizona State. Really should be a competitive game. The last couple times these guys played has been ugly, though. So, I mean, there is a chance that Ohio State could just come out and dominate Coach Flake again. But I like to see, Flake, when he's on his game and focused on college football, he is still one of the people that can beat anyone on any given night. But he's been playing some 2K, kind of lost his focus on playing college football, so we'll see what happens, how this event turns out. I know that Ohio State's been on a roll, won the national championship last year, so let's get into it. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this one started. We'll go ahead and mute the sound there of the live contest as they were playing, so it doesn't override the commentary. I will let you know that Ohio State has a quarterback that is just phenomenal. It'll be intriguing to see how he performs in this contest. Sparky, pretty excited. Pat Tillman statue, that's pretty cool. Let's see, though, how home field advantage is able to help. How it's able to help Arizona State in this contact. Forks up. But yeah, Ohio State, their starting quarterback is a redshirt freshman pure runner, Jeremy Chubb. Silver shifty, elite dev trait, phenomenal athlete, 91 speed. And not a bad quarterback. Oh, really? I mean, his awareness is 72, which kind of kills it. But when you're the one pulling the trigger on the passes, it doesn't matter. So that's one of those traits that it helps with. The quarterback can evade sacks and stuff like that. But as far as throwing the ball, has little to no impact. So Arizona State kicks off. We're going to see this high-powered Ohio State offense. And you see the overalls. I mean, Ohio State's a 99. Arizona State's an 89. Coach Flake might be the worst person at recruiting in the game. We'd like to really have an intervention with him. Sit down. I mean, because I think if he actually had a team and could compete with the same roster, full roster as everyone else, I mean, he can be an absolute nightmare. But when you're 10 points worse than everyone else and have little to no depth, don't have the same level of playmakers, it makes it hard to come in and execute. Ohio State going to open up and trips tight end. They're going to run a little screen over here to the right. Not going to get much. Not going to get much. That's going to be no gain on the play. I mean, I play Coach B, the Ohio State coach, a lot. We're going to get quarterback power here to start the game. I mean, with his speed, his level of athleticism, and he's going to take this to the house. I mean, that's going to be about a 64-yard run for the touchdown. Ohio State on the board. Less than 45 seconds into this game. Buckeyes 7. That's a 3-play, 75-yard drive taking 41 seconds. And home field advantage, I mean, it's They can be overvalued a little bit. And you see right now, Ohio State silences the crowd early. How does Arizona State respond? We're going to come see them come out in wing trips. Ohio State's back in their bag. They're back in the 2-3-6 odd. They like to shoot the gap, cause a little bit of havoc there in between the tackles. Do a good job slowing that play down. That's only a 3-yard gain. Thank you guys for joining us. Hit like and subscribe for sure. Yeah, that 2-3-6, man, it will shoot the gap if you let it. The way that you can kind of attack that, he's got the comeback. What a terrible ball. The way that you can attack that is to run draws, run halfback dives on the same side, because what defenders, what they're looking to do is to shoot the opposite gap of the running back. They're going to play coverage here because it's 3rd and 7. He likes to play a cover 4 quarters, bring the inside linebacker, but when he knows you've got to throw the ball, he's not really as focused on stopping the run. He's going to drop his guys into coverage and not let you throw the comeback routes and stuff. But for the most part, if it's first down, he's going to play a lot of hard flats. Put those guys, the defenders over top, cover 4 shell, and let the front 7 hunt. That's what this defense is set up to do, and they do a great job of it. Now, out of that, exactly what I just sat there and said, they're cover 4 quarters, hard shading underneath, and there's no room to squeeze that ball. Coach does a good job with switch sticking. Now we're going to get tight bunch over here to the left. Let's see how Flake attacks this. There's the drag route. He's got to over the route. Picks up 6. Going to make it interesting if he goes for it. I mean, you got to score points against Ohio State, so I can't really see him punting the ball here. It's a 4th and manageable. Needs 3 yards. Might look for. He loves to throw zig routes. Might be tough over here, though, to the left. 89 is probably going to be the 88, 89, whatever guy is. Number 3 receiver to the left would probably be his primary read. I would like to see the outside receiver run a flat route to hold that under, and I can understand why he went there. It's tough throw, though. Tough throw trying to make that one in that window. Ohio State now takes over, leading 7-0. This is their second possession. High load read. Lets it play out. Lets the receiver settle in the middle of the field. Makes a good read. Chubb throwing the ball on the run. Makes the connection. First down, Buckeyes. X playmaker. That should be picked. That should be picked. And then the ball ricochets. And the user just does not account for the deflection. The ricochet doesn't put his hands up and go for the user pick, and ball's gonna fall harmlessly to the ground. Incomplete pass, and you're giving this high-powered Ohio State offense a second life. Not capitalizing on that ill-advised pass, throwing the ball into coverage. Now we've got a 3rd and 8. That's a nice RPO read. Receiver doesn't hold the block. Just curious to see how many times we're going to see this quarterback run, and Chubb's going to get to the edge and makes a cut back to the inside, and that's a touchdown. Man to man is, if you're playing man, setting yourself up for failure because they're just going to eliminate anyone with a chance at looking at the quarterback. There was only one guy looking at the quarterback there, and that was a safety. And he had a convoy coming at him, and he couldn't get off the block. So 14-0 Ohio State. Arizona State's going to have to answer on this drive because this game could get away very, very quickly. The more opportunities you give this Ohio State team, they don't need many plays to go down and score. But when you have a chance to turn them over, you've got to make that play. And Arizona State didn't do that on defense last time when they couldn't catch a break. They're going to run a ball, and that's what I talked about, that 2-3-6 odd. Or 2-3 odd. Just shooting the gap, and it's 0 yards, another wasted play. They're trying to keep this defense honest, but unless he has a solution, unless he can figure out that he's got to run draws or halfback dives and whatnot, he's just wasting plays early on these drives, and that's a nice little pass. Coach Flake does have a tendency to run that halfback streak. One of his calling cards, picks up a first down, good gain. Get out of the shadow of their end zone. So that was a good job. There's a angle route, little Texas route. Again, using that running back out of the backfield, making the defense be honest. He now has a quick 57 yards. Screen, going to throw the wide receiver screen, navigating the traffic, 15-yard gain. Actually, it's going to be a 13-yard gain, but good little sequence of play calls here. The last three have been pretty solid. I don't know how stubborn. Oh, there's two guys wide open. That's a halfback streak again. It's going to get in the end zone. Wow, good series. Great series for Arizona State. The Sun Devils finally answered, get on the board, cut this game to a 7-point game. It's 14-7 as we close out the first quarter. This is the FAIRDALE Kings 5-star league. Officially in this dynasty, it's season 4. We have played, though, 5 seasons of football. The Ohio State coach won, technically, season 1.0 as the Arizona State coach at that time. Then we actually drafted our permanent teams, or teams that we were going to play with long term. Ohio State went and took over as the head coach of Penn State for the first 2 seasons. Had great success. Didn't win any national championships, but did have good success. And then moved on, kind of through the whole dynasty and turmoil when he jumped from Penn State to Ohio State. That was a domino effect. Oregon's coach left to become LSU coach. Louisville's coach took the Oregon job, and I left Alabama and took the USC job. So Big Ten got turned over. We lost one of the original Ohio State coach, retired after midway through season 2. Great program out there, and Coach B took over the reins and hasn't looked back. Won a national championship. Trying to win back-to-back right now. He's the reigning defending national champion, and Ohio State is rolling. No games against human opponents in the Big Ten this year. All 3 games against users were on the road, and has been able to overcome those obstacles. And right now, Ohio State's undefeated and doesn't look like that could be changing anytime soon. They're moving the ball methodically down the field. Running that smash return concept. So you got the tight end drag, or you get a drag and return route. And right now, 85 is eating. Little shot concept to the left. Going to streak the number 3 receiver. There's the motion, kind of eye candy, stretch out the defense, and Sure enough, just throws in the little spot route behind it in the vacated area of the defense. 2nd and 1. Everything's available now in his bag. Gonna audible. Hot route. Got a streak by number 3. There's the post by 2. Playmaker's the inside receiver. He got 2 guys wide open. Playmaker, try to hurdle, failed miserably. Playmaker, though, that inside receiver and actually threw the ball all the way across the field. Luckily, there was no defenders over there and makes a connection. Now Ohio State's inside the red zone. Halfback direct. Little turbo boost. Touchdown. Buckeyes now in front. 21-7. Nice little wrinkle to the offense. Do not see halfback directs very often. But that was a nice little wrinkle to have to worry about. Seven plays, minute 45 off the clock. Arizona State looking to respond. They need to respond if they want to stay in this game. They're going to call a hold. This is a great play. Had the angle route, had a crossing route, comeback route, all 3 wide open. Arizona State's going to get punished for their efforts. They're going to call a hold. It's going to back them up now. 1st and 18. Really good play call to open up the drive. All for nothing. That's negated now. Arizona State's going to take a shot down the field. Incomplete pass. 1-on-1 out there. Looked like that was a cover 2 concept, and the Sun Devils decided they're going to take a chance and put one on the roof and just threw too much air underneath of it. Probably could have hit that ball in between the corner and the safety in that little vacated area, but instead challenged the safety. That's going to be probably got away with it. That should have been intercepted, going in double coverage. But 3rd and long. Buckeyes are going to bail out. Everyone's playing over top. Coach Flake takes the check down and nothing there. That ball gets knocked out. Throws the ball well short of the chains. Defense rallies. Makes a hit. Knocks the ball out. Buckeyes are going to have a short field. They're starting from the 33. And this all goes back to the decision to bring the ball out of the end zone. I mean, unless you have the far superior team in those situations, fair catch the ball, take a knee, start on the 25. Instead, they start on the 16, get a holding penalty, get backed up in the shadow of their end zone, and now they're playing from behind the sticks and never able to go. That's A's wide open. Damn near should have been probably intercepted. I mean, but Ohio State waited too long. I mean, that was a touchdown. They turned a touchdown into an incomplete pass. I mean, I don't know what the read was, where the vision was at, what he was looking at, but that was a streak, seam streak right from the jump that was wide open and allowed the defense to rally and make a stop. Here we get the deep square in. Good pass, good read. takes advantage of the big gaps in this defense. I think right now Arizona State's still trying to find an identity on defense and hasn't found whatever it's going to be. Let's see if we run the RPO. And that I think he just falls in love with this quarterback and his ability to run the ball instead of identifying what the defense is doing, that they were crashing hard on the quarterback from the jump. Just hand the ball off. Avoid having to take that hit with your star. X, touchdown, Ohio State. Matt Alton coming across the middle on a little square in, and just incredible patience. I mean, the fact that Ohio State's quarterback Chubb just sat in the pocket, let everything develop, went through his progression, knew that he was going to have the backside square in, and just stood tall and waited for that to open up, and had probably a quick hitch, but instead of taking just a 3-yard give me, let the defense close on that. Once they did, it then becomes a high load read, and he had the square in behind it. Nice pass, effective play, and touchdown Buckeyes, and they've now gained full control of this game. It's now 28-7 late in the first half. And I think it really gets worse for Arizona State, because now, and that's a good pass, it's probably going to be picked off. Good read. Poor execution. I mean, it's a perfect read, and Ohio State's going to take it back, pick six. That is the epitome of where you should go with the ball. I mean, it is. That's a perfect read. He schemes the play open, attacks the area of the zone that's vulnerable, and just throws a bad pass. The ball sails, safety intercepts it, and runs it back for a touchdown, and now it's 35-7, and this game is over. It's over before you know it. Sad. I mean, the good thing for Arizona State, they have one previous loss, is that they're the only user in the Big 12. So unless they just suffer a catastrophic injury to a couple players, they should win the Big 12 and advance to the college football playoffs again. But man, in these big moments, when you're playing one of the best, if not the best player in this dynasty, there's little room for error, and you just have to execute, and that's going to be a pick. I mean, they got a little bit too fancy, playing a little dance out there, and it's a cat and mouse game. And right now, Regis with the touchdown. Right now, Ohio State is playing the game flawlessly. I mean, what a great job defensively. Saw that playmaker was probably coming, switched over, manually guarded that, defended it himself. Playmaker happened and just undercut the play. And really, the playmaker didn't take off aggressively up the field. Been there before. I mean, I can't be mad at Flake. I mean, he's trying to make things happen. Right now, he's down 42-7, and got to be thinking, let's just get out of this game. Let's limit some injuries. We've got other games that are more important now to play. This is not a conference game for them, obviously. It will hurt them in the overall seeding. I could see them still being maybe a 11 seed, because they're going to drop, but they are going to get that automatic bid. And then you have the group of 5 who are also going to get a team in the playoffs. But this game's not an elimination game by no means. But I think it's an indicator that Arizona State's going to be one of the lower teams to get in. I think obviously Texas will be the number 1 overall seed. Ohio State's going to be 2. If Arizona State does end up with the 11 seed, that's going to put them in the 11-6 matchup. And that'll probably be against, one of the users. Right now, number 6 is actually USC. Winnable game, but then, you advance, you're now playing a 3, which is currently, LSU, which is dominating opponents. They did lose early to Ohio State in just a back and forth game, but they found their identity with their roster. They still have some questions at quarterback. But man, that ball sells. They're going to go for it. I mean, it's 42-7. I think they're pausing the game, looking at changing the quarterback here. Down 42-7. Why not take him out? Currently, Temple's the number 12 seed in the bracket. We'll look at that here after this play, what the current playoff situation looks like. 4th and 7. They're going to drop back to pass. Wheel routes wide open. Makes a play. Big boy rumbling, bumbling, stumbling down the sideline. Good play. Just looking, there's the playoffs, as I said. Temple, ranked 16, but right now a 12 seed. And that's just a play. Keeping the defense honest. But at this point in time, with the way that they've executed it, there's no indicator to me that says they're going to have any success running that. Screen again, like it. Big lineman gets out there and cuts somebody, but laying on the ground, and inevitably this receiver trips over him. Larson with the catch, but couldn't get over the guy laying on the ground. They're going to run an RPO. Like that play a lot. They're going to no huddle. I don't know if I'd have done that. They're to the short side here, so you can't really throw that RPO. And worse than that, Jason Brown with the carry. He's got 5 carries for 2 yards. By no huddling, and not just no huddling, I don't mind. Okay, no huddle. You keep the defense from getting their play called. But what you've done is, by not flipping the play after you no huddled, is now you've got trips to the boundary, and that slot corner or linebacker now doesn't have to walk out and respect the trips and is allowed to be close to the line of scrimmage. You run the RPO and they just come screaming and make a play in the backfield. This Ohio State defense is playing. I mean, they're playing lights out. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. Chubb's going to run the ball over here. What a spin. 23 saves a touchdown. I mean, this spin that is just right now spin cycle. And the Sun Devils are fortunate because a lot of times that guy would have got out the back end. That's a touchdown. Great ball, perfect ball, 85 with the catch. I mean, Chubb couldn't have ran out there and handed the ball to the receiver any better than what he just indicated there with that pass. And the sad thing is Arizona State has everyone boxed. I mean, that's the only pass that's there, and it's not open. I mean, a less talented passer could potentially throw that ball back shoulder, and it's going to be knocked down, batted down, maybe even intercepted. But Chubb, with great accuracy, puts the ball right where it needs to be at, gives the receiver a chance, catch the ball, rack yards. Chubb's going to take off running, pick up 10 yards. I mean, it's just effortless. He's got 6 carries right now for 120 yards. Let that sink in. 6 carries, 120 yards. That is averaging 20 yards a carry. Right now, Arizona State's showing either a cover 1 or a cover 3 concept. They're cover 1, and 2 guys dove, missed it. Screen works. Now we're going to get verticals. Paws broken up. I mean, that's not a bad pass, not a bad read. But with the DB in close proximity, he's able to knock the ball out. B's open again. Perfect lead. Gets over the safety, and that's going to be a catch. Now Ohio State's inside the 5-yard line. First and goal again for the Buckeyes here. 40 seconds into the fourth quarter. Now, the one potential you have is because Chubb is in this game late. There's some eyes on this now, hoping, wishing. Nothing serious would happen, but there is a risk that this quarterback could get injured in meaningless time. I mean, I would probably sub in the quarterback, get my, especially if that's your whole offense, put the backup in, but that's not necessarily the philosophy at Ohio State. The health and well-being of their players is not a priority. They're paid good NIL money, and they're going to make sure they earn their stacks of cash that they're being given. But man, you would think you'd put in some backups, especially the quarterback, and not risk any injuries to key players, especially as we near the playoffs. And this defense is just still, I mean, dominating. Dominating. This, I mean, I can't even say just the front seven. This whole defense is just bought out. They're going to run read option, and that's going to be stopped. I mean, you see, they brought everyone. They have no respect at all for anything that Arizona State's doing. They just brought the house. Corner route, and that's covered up. Trayvon Fuller wearing that receiver like he's a cheap suit. Just all over him. I mean, he's just all over him. 46 is all over him. Little YSL concept here, except he's going to stretch that out. He's going to get hit. On the release, makes a good play. I mean, I saw that coming from a mile away, though. The quarterback was going to get heated up. Shed the end. Little Y pop action. There's the RPO. Picks up 4. Quarterback strong power again. Cuts it back inside. That's the first time watching film of as much film as I've seen of Ohio State and gameplay of this coach. When they run that QB power, 99 out of 100 times they're running outside. Now they run speed option. Pitch man just got absolutely destroyed. Quentin Martin, big player in the portal coming over from Penn State, reuniting with his former coach, and now doing great things with the Buckeyes. No longer the center of attention though. I mean, Jeremy Chubb is just the real deal. This quarterback, when you talk about dual threats, you look it up in the dictionary, it's going to have Chubb's picture in there. I mean, he can throw the ball, run the ball, get the offense in the right call, and just makes things happen. I don't know exactly what that was. I mean, Arizona State again brings the ball out of the end zone. And you tell me they're not as talented a team. They've now scrimmaged from the 16 and 17-yard line. They're getting nothing, and now they run a play inside, and this nose tackle, Oboku, is just destroying his man. Getting pressure. That's a good run. 90 with a big hit stick. I think if Flake doesn't run into the back of his offensive lineman, he might still be running, but missed the hoe. Now they're going to run the ball to the left side, and there's just the D line is screaming. That's Brian Wells, the Sam, coming off the edge there, coming off the corner, and chasing down the running back from behind and making a play. That's going to be a hit and a fumble. Wow. Hadn't seen too many fumbles there, and that punt returner got his world rocked. Now Ohio State's going to take over. 7 seconds to go. Take a knee. Let's get the hell out of here. It's a 56-7 game. Arizona State comes out in what looked like a block field goal line, some kind, and didn't like it. So gets back into their regular base defense, but now Ohio State's going to run quarterback power again. Quarterback gets dragged down. Chubb actually gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage, so that's a loss. 1 yard loss on the play, and that's it. This game is over. In dominating performance, Ohio State wins. Chubb threw for 198 yards and 5 TDs, but he was even more effective on the ground. And then just looking, at the stats, 56-7 final. Ohio State with 19 first downs to Arizona State's 10. 358 yards total offense to 222. 33 total plays for Ohio State. Arizona State actually ran 37 plays. Ohio State with 12 carries for 160 yards and 4 touchdowns. Arizona State, a meager 13 carries for 12 yards. And in passing, Ohio State was 16 of 21, 2 passing touchdowns. Arizona State, 14 of 21 for 1 passing touchdown. Buckeyes threw for 198. Arizona State threw for 210. More passing yards, but they were way behind, and really those yards through the air were meaningless in the grand scheme of things. So anyway, that wraps up another game in the FAIRDALE Kings Dynasty. Number 2, Ohio State prevails on the road at number 10, Arizona State. Make sure you guys comment down below, hit like